Hello, Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. I'm instructor Dwayne Jenkins, and today we're going to talk about 5 tips that can help anyone who's starting out playing guitar.
Audio Jungle.
If you're just starting out playing guitar, then this is a good video for you. We're going to talk about 5 things that can help you starting out playing guitar. Now for me, I'd say the very first thing you want to do is you want to set some goals. Ask yourself, why is it that you want to play guitar in the first place? There's a lot of different reasons. For me, I like just the instrument itself. I like the fact that I could practice in my bedroom. I started out playing the drums and had to keep those out in the garage, so I could only play them at certain times. So when I started learning guitar, it was something I could learn in my bedroom as a teenager. You know, if it was early in the morning or late at night, I could plug in some headphones, rock out, nobody could hear me. That was really a nice thing as well. And plus I wanted to play with friends, wanted to play in some bands, and play on stage, that kind of thing, which I did, and it was a lot of fun. And now I'm here teaching you. So those are some of the reasons why I like to do it. Plus, I think it's a good thing to just have as a hobby, kind of relax after you get off work, things like that. So kind of figure out what it is that makes you want to play the guitar, because that's going to give you like a destination to shoot for. You know, it's kind of like if you get in your car or something, you know, you don't just drive around, you might, but for the most part, you have a destination of where you're going to. So that really helps you to get focused. So pick up some goals, get a destination, get focused. So that's number 1. Okay, number 2 is make sure you have the right tools. If you're going to play acoustic guitar, make sure that you have the right acoustic. They always make a lot of different ones. Some of them are a little bit thicker, some a little bit thinner, some are smaller, some are bigger. Doesn't really matter. You just got to find one that works for you. Now, me personally, I like Ibanez. I picked this Ibanez AE series here. It's part of the AEG series. This is a really nice guitar. I like it. It fits comfortable in my hands. It's not too big. It's an acoustic electric, so if I want to plug it, I can. It has a nice warm tone to it. This is what I like to use for playing acoustic guitar. Later on, I'll do a review on this guitar, maybe see if you like it too, maybe some of the benefits of it. But that's what you want to do. You want to figure out what it is you like. You know, if you play the acoustic guitar, find you a nice acoustic guitar. You know, Ibanez makes some nice ones, Fender, Gibson. There's all kinds of good ones out there. Just find one that works for you. Now, if you play electric guitar, then you want to make sure you get you a nice electric guitar. Me personally, I like this one here. This is an Ibanez RG. These are perfect for playing rock. That's what I like to do. I play both acoustic and electric, so if I'm going to play electric, I like to play Ibanez as well. I just like Ibanez. They make really good guitars, whether it be acoustic or electric, but that's just me. You might like something different. Fender, Gibson, Martin, it doesn't really matter. Just find something that you like, that works for you, and make sure you have the right tools to help you progress forward. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is make sure you have some good quality training materials. Either get you some good books or some video programs. You know, there's all kinds of stuff nowadays for online, especially with YouTube, and everybody else out there has a course that they're selling. So just make sure you find something, maybe pick a couple different things, but find something that works for you. Some people, it's books. Like for me, I really enjoyed learning from books when I was younger. So I collected a whole bunch of books and I learned from them, and I think that's one of the reasons why I can teach, is because I'm really good at learning from books. And so that worked for me. Video works as well. So if that works for you, then work with some videos. Get you a nice video course, go through it, make sure it's a lesson by lesson kind of course, because that's going to help you progress forward. Now, if you just watch YouTube videos, you're going to learn a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit here and a little bit there, and that's okay too. But it's far better if you follow a system. Okay? Find a system that's lesson per lesson, that teaches you a little bit and builds on the last lesson, and that's going to progress you forward in the right direction a lot faster. Okay, so make sure you got some good training materials. Number 4, which is really important, is to make sure you have a good practice space. Some place that's quiet, some place that you can turn to that's going to allow you to focus on your practice. Okay, it can't be somewhere like the living room if you have a lot of kids running around, or dogs and cats, a lot of stuff making noise, because you're just going to get distracted. Okay, you're not going to have the focus that you need, especially if you're just starting out learning your chords and stuff. You really need to have focus. It's very, very important. So make sure you find a nice place, maybe an extra bedroom, or maybe a room down in the basement, or maybe out in the garage, maybe, anywhere. It doesn't really matter where it is, just some place that you feel good, that you can sit down, focus on learning the guitar, okay? And number 5, make sure that you develop a good practice routine. This is very important, okay? You want to sit down But that's why I say it's important to get like something that has a system, a book, a video course, something like that that has a system, because then it's going to show you a step-by-step way of doing things. If you're just learning a little bit here and learning a little bit there, you're not going to develop a good solid practice routine. And that's what you really need to do, is develop something that's solid, that's going to give you step-by-step. It's kind of moving in the right direction, like you're walking, you put one foot in front of the other, move forward. And even if it's at a snail's pace, it doesn't really matter as long as you're moving forward. Okay? A lot of times when people try to learn from like video, YouTube or something like that, maybe learning songs, they'll learn a little bit here, and a little bit there, and a little bit here, and a little bit there, and they have a lot of little bits and pieces of stuff, but nothing real concrete and solid. That's why it's good to follow a system. One thing about like training books is they usually are in lesson format, so you can follow them along, learn the things you need to learn in the order you need to learn them in, and you'll progress faster. Okay? So take those 5 tips once again. Set some goals, get a destination so you can focus on where you're going and what you want to accomplish. Number 2, get the right tools, the right guitar. If you have a guitar, I mean, if it's an acoustic guitar, you probably just need acoustic, maybe get your pick, things like that. That's about all you really need. If you have an electric guitar, you want to get a good electric guitar that you like, feels comfortable to you. Make sure you get a good amp. Make sure you get, if you need some pedals or something, you probably don't need that, but if you do, just get the things that you feel is comfortable for you to progress. I'll leave some links down below, some things that can help you out, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, amp, things like that you can look into that might help you out. Number 3, get some good training materials, video course, books, things like that, something that's in a step-by-step system, because that is what's going to allow you to progress forward faster. I guarantee it. Number 4, was that number 4 or number 3? Anyway, practice routine. Get you a good solid practice routine. Oh yes, and a place to practice, we talked about that. Make sure you have a nice place to practice. That really makes a big difference. You got to really focus, especially in the very beginning, because the very beginning of learning any instrument, I don't care if it's guitar or piano or saxophone or violin or whatever it is, the drums, is the hardest. Getting through that initial learning curve is the hardest. So you want to make sure that you really focus on that and you find a place to practice, you develop a good solid practice routine, and progress through that initial learning curve. Once you get through that, then it starts to become a lot funner, but in that initial phase of the learning curve, that's the thing that makes it the hardest. But if you get yourself a good solid system to follow, a good place to practice, you have the right tools, you set some goals for yourself, I guarantee you, you are going to get better at playing guitar, and you're going to have some fun.